it's just weird. I don't know how I feel about this hero right now too, because he hasn't gotten enough love. I feel he got some slight changes, but nothing too dramatic.
What would you have preferred to see, perhaps laning with this Beastmaster?
I mean, just like a more aggressive hero. I don't know. Shadow Demon just feels like this weird 4 because it's a 4 position without a disable. You play more reliantly about like saving and playing maybe with like Soul Catch and stuff to burst heroes, but it just, I don't know. The hero just feels a little lackluster as a 4. Iceberg, they might actually just get him here.
They get the root into place, followed up with that Aether Remnant, dragging him right back in again. And they try to use these brambles to their advantage. And Iceberg, he's very good at navigating the maze, but it's still going to be Toronto-Tokyo who gets the first blood. And that feels very good. Taking down the enemy mid laner and getting a little something for yourself, too.
Yeah, now he just buys a stick immediately. So the lane, you know, last time we saw the Storm do very well versus that Void Spirit, we could see a difference just because of being able to start with a little bit more mana, a little bit more things to play around with at this, just off of the bat. They're getting that kill. Seeing themselves they're trying to set up for 3 or 4 bounties. They should actually get themselves the 3 at the least. And maybe, oh my god, always want to fly.
Yeah, he is not looking great here because they've got plenty of lockdown. Is forced to take the Icarus dive early. That is not what you want to grab as a Phoenix player.
No, that is quite brutal for sure. That's going to hurt V-Tune's lane quite a bit. He's not going to be able to apply nearly as much pressure to Collapse, and Collapse should get away with a lot down here. So, all right, again, Team Spirit setting themselves up for pretty good success at the start of this game. All 3 lanes should have pretty solid stuff going on here. Iceberg should still win that mid matchup, but you know, that stick, you know, little things do make a difference.
They do indeed. Now, as a Phoenix player, I have to ask you, Puck, because you're obviously an expert here. Is it better to have just died there than to have picked up the Icarus dive?
Oh god, it wasn't first blood, so maybe honestly, but you know what? Oh, he took it. You know, it's tough to really just say straight up there that it's gonna hurt the laning phase, but you know what? Morphling's gotten a little bit like buffed and nerfed, right? The attribute shift is actually a lot better now at the start. So he should be able to just farm down here fine. It's not like the Phoenix has to beat or to zone these heroes out that much.
But it does feel very difficult for V2 because already the Phoenix sitting so low is forced to use all of that regen. And speaking of needing regen in that middle lane, Iceberg not looking too healthy here either. It's very close to the bottle, luckily, but Toronto-Tokyo definitely feeling like, yeah, I'd always want to fly.
He actually got him. Oh my god.
There's a courier kill as well in the top lane. Ramsey's courier will go down. Maposhka.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Already a bit of a spiral out of control, at least in some small moments. As we see bottom, yeah, V-Tune. If the lane positioning starts to if it starts pushing too far forward, this is going to be really difficult for that Morph to get the farm. This is where Atrophy Aura really starts to just be excellent. And V-Tune, he's actually skilled Adaptive Strike at level 2. Gets caught in the Bramble.
Looking a little suspect here. They had just a little bit more damage. They would have gotten themselves a kill.
So close. Mira was actually just shy of the mana to have Shadow Realm. Otherwise, that was going to be a kill. Yeah, that was... Oof. And they're just going to continue the spam onto him, too. They're very low on regen down bottom as well on both of these heroes. This is a great lane for Team Spirit again, and they're going to be able to slow down V-Tune.
This definitely is not the way that Navi wanted to start their game off.
No, definitely not. But, you know, things like that happen. You know, you're forced to skill Icarus dive to survive. Like, you get killed anyway.
Yeah.
You're going to have to accept the fact that it might be a little bit of a difficult one. But, yeah, V2, he's getting these last hits.
But hey, free TP at the very least, right?
Yeah.
Gotta look on the bright side of things.
TPs are real valuable now. I've definitely have noticed a lot of times where players are caught in positions where they're just like, oh my god, I didn't buy a TP leaving. Like you just forget sometimes now.
Well, then they're so expensive now for the supports.
Yeah.
It is, you know, we're not seeing those rotations quite as often just because of the fact that, you know, TPs are so costly.
You know what? Good. I remember the days of 135 gold TPs, and now everyone can suffer as well. As top, a nice block actually from Roger. The Shadow Poisons. Maposhka almost ticking out.
Yeah, he's gotta be careful. He's a 5th one on him, yeah.
He's dead.
Nicely done by Roger. Lord knows they need one of their lanes to be going a little bit better.
Definitely. And it's not an easy lane up top, right? The Troll versus Beastmaster has always been a pretty good matchup for the Troll. Roger just playing it clutch. This is where the Shadow Demon's a little weird, but he can do some cool plays like that if you see the opportunity. It's gonna get harder though. Fate's Edict maybe get skilled even at level 3. On Maposhka, 3 or 4, he'll have it guaranteed, and then you can't go for those type of kills nearly as often.
And the amount of nuke damage that an Oracle can output if he decides to go for, you know, the point of Purifying Flames at level 3 is intense. It's a very scary lane.
Especially with Troll. Like Troll, it's just like one of the best pairings with Oracle because you just have so much chase, so much damage, so many different ways to catch us. Poshka again. Now going for the kill. He's getting a little sick of Roger.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. But he is going to throw out a couple more stacks here. Get a nice netting off, and they'll be able to go use the banishment there over onto Yatoro. So nice.
That disruption could get a little annoying this game for sure, especially versus Troll. Like when he does pop the ulti later on, you know, you do have some nice ways to kite him out. They will have problems with catch and just control overall, though. They have a Beastmaster roar and a Vortex. That's pretty much their two actual stuns in the game versus some pretty elusive heroes on the side of Team Spirit.
Oh, again, always want to fly, taking a decent amount of damage, but still has the Icarus dive available. I think the thing I'm concerned about here is, I mean, on both sides, right? Because Miposhka, he is the person that you want to try to grab early on, especially during team fights. You don't want him to be able to save. So you have a Storm Spirit for that. But on the flip side of things, you've got this Void Spirit who's going to be hunting after the Shadow Demon, no doubt. Oh, I think if they have the vision, this is a kill, maybe? No. Nope, don't quite have that vision. Might have been
close. And yeah, and also
very close.
For the Storm, it's going to be tough too. Like he wants to get in the backlines, right? But you know that it's very likely that this Underlord, he's going to build the standard items, right? These healing items that a Storm really doesn't like playing versus this. Even a little jolt of heal in your backline heroes, it trips him up. And he's playing versus lots of roots. Like he's got pits, he's got brambles. There's going to be a lot of things tripping up that Iceberg Storm in the mid game.
Ooh, the jump over onto V-Tune. He's going to be able to waveform forward, goes right into the brambles, but is going to survive here.
Underlord pick is working really well in the lane. I love this percent damage and just that little percent reduction damage toward the Morphling too. It's nice.
Definitely helps. 6-minute runes coming up. Roger throws out the disruption. He denies the rune.
Nice.
So it'll be a sad Toronto-Tokyo, but Roger's got to be feeling pretty happy with himself. Take some of that anger out over on Iceberg here in the mid lane.
Immediately glyphs the wave too, so with that catapult he's trying to apply some good pressure. He'll get some decent damage. Even he's gonna tank the tower. Okay, he's gonna tank with his bottle, wait for the next wave, and he's gonna keep hitting this tower mid. This is a nice move by Toronto.
Goes down for a little vision, goes for a bit of a dive here over onto Iceberg because he knows he's got the catapult. Tower though. I'll get a shot.
He's very safe. Yeah, he's very safe to do this. 19 wand charges, raindrop. He knows he can push his limits. Gets like half the tower. Not bad.
Yeah.
For Void Spirit.
Not necessarily the hero you think taking, you know, half a tower right off the bat here, but
yeah,
some smart manipulation makes it happen.
Yeah, and he knows he doesn't have to like help the side lanes, right? Because of how well they're all going. The Troll's doing excellent top, Underlord's doing great bound bottom, so he can just pay attention to his lane rather than making the rotations just yet. Now he's got full bottle. Maybe he can TP if he sees an opportunity.
I think Mira's dead
he
here.
Can just do his own thing.
Oh no! Last second gets into the fountain there with the TP. Very close. Couple of stacks of Shadow Poison over onto Yatoro. This will be a fourth. Oh, look how low he ticks there.
He's got that Oracle behind though, so he'll be able to get healed up a decent chunk. He's also got Ring of Health already, so he should be able to stay in pretty decently. But that gives space to Ramses, who almost actually has his Dominator finished. Pretty decent timing for him. And he's level 6 now, so this top lane, it's done, you know, pretty damn good. A lot, infinitely better than the last game.
The last game was an absolute disaster for Ramses and Roger, so it's nice to see them finally get a laning phase. Man, is that the second one that he's done?
He's just bullying him.
Yeah.
He's just being mean. Because they're not killing Beastmaster top, so Roger's feeling some freedom to move around to set up for those. Really good stuff. Much better. Yeah, good stuff for Roger. Doesn't want to have 10 deaths again this game.
It's more fun to have an evenly balanced game than a stop, for sure.
Yeah.
Be interested to see when we're going to start seeing rotations being made. Coming out. In fact, Toronto-Tokyo is in this top area here.
The ward
is right underneath the ward, though. It's interesting that Ramses is continuing to just play so far up, considering that he does have the vision. Step forward here. Drag back with the taunt. They use the roar. Nothing comes of it. Roger throwing out the Shadow Poison. That's about all he can do. And they do force out the TP now from Phoenix, which I'm not sure if this is the play. I'm surprised.
Yeah, that was definitely weird.
Yeah, right? You have vision. You know that they're coming, and he's still stuck around that long. And, you know, yes, Vtoon should be fine here, but this Underlord is going to have the time of his life in this bottom lane now, and he doesn't have to worry about a Phoenix.
Yeah, they pulled both supports. I guess, I don't know who there must be some type of communication that was going on between them, but like Storm, he's jungling. He doesn't really want to TP right now or go anything like that. Morphling definitely never TPs up top. So the two supports, it's up to them. And yeah, they just, you know, Shadow Demon, if he's there instantly, he can maybe get the disrupt and save, but Phoenix doesn't help too much just yet.
No.
Not a hero that TPs and
they're still up here. They've
stuff like that.
got the vision. They spot Ramses. They know he doesn't have the roar. It's a good save here from Roger for a little bit longer, but it's still going to end up with a dead Ramses, I have a feeling. Yes, it's another kill here for Toronto Tokyo.
2 successful rotations, even under vision. This is
they've had vision every time. It's strange that they I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. I don't know. Navi's definitely being a bit passive now. Just some slight mistakes, and now, you know, Iceberg, he's continuing to jungle. Now he's looking to get involved bottom. Nice.
And that's a pick-off on Collapse, so realizing that everyone's been hanging top, Iceberg makes the intelligent play to go bottom and try to get something out of that.
Yep, looks like he's farming a little bit of this stack here. He's actually going to leave the rest of it for Vtoon to finish off, and he'll have a good timing on that Orchid still. You know, him just jungling has worked out really well. His Beastmaster has been now significantly shut down. As I was mentioning, he almost had the Dominator earlier. He still almost has the Dominator now because of those 2 deaths, so that hurts quite a lot for Ramses.
Get the Water Boy service here from Maposhka as they'll fill up the bottle there for Toronto Tokyo. I love the way that they're playing around the map, though, on the side of Team Spirit. I like the way they're being very, very aggressive.
Yeah, very aggressive, and even when they do have downtime, look at this. A double stack from Mira, setting up his Troll for success later on when he has Battle Fury. A stack from the Oracle, too, so they're not wasting any time. They're always making some type of pressure move or some type of play. Na'Vi right now, they're kind of just chilling. Roger as well as always want to fly. Now have hit 6, so maybe they want to go try to set up some type of play. And I believe that is the Dominator now finished for the Beastmaster.
Is there anything more beautiful than efficient Dota 2 playing?
I love it. When no one's wasting time, because there's always something better that you can do in Dota, right? So it's just miraculous when you get to see people not wasting even a heartbeat. As we see the smoke in mid, maybe playing around the 12-minute rune, it looks like this time around, and Na'Vi looking to try to pressure top, but let's see who gets hit. I'm
waiting for Roger to show up and do his normal shenanigans and then just be completely surprised. But Iceberg, the jump forward though. Toronto Tokyo is going to get dragged back. Nope. Are they going to be able to keep him alive just a little bit longer? Yes, he's going to be just fine. The Sunray coming in, it saves them for just a little bit, but they have the nuke. The Roar's going to come out as well here, as they're going to have to go in for the egg. Miro will fall. But at the end of the day, that's an egg, and they've lost their mid laner here, only for a support.
There's an egg and a roar. They actually have to use both.
Yeah.
I think always want to fly, maybe just panicking a little bit there, but a very precise hit from Spirit and very appropriate one as they make space for the Troll. Vtoon's still farming, but Iceberg does finally get taken out, and that's right before he had Orchid finish. That's a very precise kill.
They look like professional hitmen there. It is very nice.
Another kill. I mean, Spirit, like not missing a beat. Every single one of these plays working out really well. We still do have Vtoon having a very good game though. He's been enabled quite nicely, and he's actually able to apply some pressure on towers now here. But yeah, that was a good one. And now they're able to actually hit the bottom tower too, and that should pretty much finish up the Battle Fury for Yatoro. So he has a lot of farm, and he'll have a lot of stacks to work on right afterwards to enable himself even more.
Well, you know, when you work hard and you get your work done, you take down the towers, you know, sometimes you get these nice treats, like a nice stack from your supports, you know?
Yeah.
Gotta work hard,
he's playing careful,
guys.
too. He's scanning behind the tower, continues to get the push going. Both teams doing them right now. Spirit trying to pressure a little more, though, because of that cooldown, as we said. You know, the roar and that egg being down, they're really trying to get these 2 towers.
Look at the way they're playing, too. Like, they're trying to stick over in the tree line here. They are going to get nuked down by the Sunray. from Always Want to Fly. So they'll clear it up for now, but I have a feeling they will be returning soon as Ramses brings his entire zoo over into the mid lane and wants to do a bit of D-push. I will say that Vtune has, as before, has been doing a stand-up job and just making sure that he finds farm around the map, even though the rest of his team is struggling a bit to make that space for him.
He always does seem to, no matter what the game state is. Even last game, right, in the AM, he's 2-1. It feels bad, but he did his job. He actually did do everything he could do that game.
He kept up and farmed, but it's just the rest of his team fell too far behind that game.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, it just felt like an impossible AM game once all things started to pick up the pace. As this time does not really feel that much of an impossible Morphling game. Still going to be quite a task for him, but look at this, farming these Ancients nicely, so he'll be able to match Yatoro, who has Battle Fury. He'll now farm his Ancients, but Spirit do get that mid tower, that big one here.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of the available real estate here on the map over here on the side of Team Spirit. And with that Battle Fury done, we should be seeing Yatoro really start to escalate with this farm.
Yeah, and they're getting farm on everybody. That's the important thing that, you know, we see. I even see Mira, he's taking a good amount of farm on himself because he wants to get a Vessel at a decent timing versus the Phoenix, versus the Morphling, of course. Very beneficial if he's able to get that farm. So everyone, they're still just kind of chilling with this game state. Not really looking for any big fight. If it comes to them, they'll take it, but not fully hunting for it just yet.
I like the vision that they placed up over here on the side of Team Spirit into the bottom part of the woods here on Radiant's side. Be able to keep nice tabs, might be able to get some sort of a pick off as well, because, you know, someone's going to be jumping in and defending that tower.
Yeah, I like that they doubled it, right? Like, you sometimes only see like the one ward. The fact that they put two, it's definitely really nice.
Gives you a lot of information.
Collapse. Yeah, exactly. You get information from both avenues, so you're always covered. I see Collapse going for this pipe. I saw he had Atos queued up. I'm actually glad he switched it up. I look at Na'Vi and it's like everything is just magic damage, and it's not that much actual control. So he'll be able to get the pipe up. It's gonna do significant damage versus this Na'Vi draft.
He's a big tanky lad too, that Underlord. He's gonna be able to do a lot of frontlining here.
Yeah, I want him to do pipe like Solar Crest. They have to get a Solar Crest buyer on their team. It's the best item in the patch, it feels like, as Ramsey is farming very aggressively.
Yeah, he is dead here. They're trying to get his Helm Dove creep too. The tomato. Looks like it might be able to survive, but...
Looks to go space. As they're attempting for a Roshan with that, with the DD Morphling. They should be able to get this one for free. It's dying very quick because of that DD.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they have any idea that they're in the pit right now, actually. And no one on the side of Team Spirit is in position. So this is exactly what Na'Vi wants to do here.
Ramses will tell you it was on purpose that he died over there. You know, he drew their attention so that they can secure that Rosh.
It's about confidence too, right? It's about, you know, confidently saying, yeah, I meant to do that. And just going right back in again.
More stacks, stack gaming, both sides. We see Radiant Na'Vi, Roger stacking up, actually I think the triple stack. Oh, he missed the triple stack. He got the double though, and we have 17-minute mark, so new neutral items as well. Team Spirit still trying to play around their wards, and there we go. We get one new neutral.
Nice.
Ooh, a nice one for Vtune, the shawl.
Hard at work on that Scotty as well.
Yeah, not sure why shawl, I don't know, shawl seems like it's one of those items that is crazy, but always want to fly?
A dead always want to fly. It does have the cursed crown. I'm not sure if they're going to leap after him here, though. So it looks like he's going to be just fine.
Long jump, Iceberg.
I'm a little surprised that he's trying to make this play on a tanky Underlord with the pipe.
They're trying to catch.
Here,
they know the man is gone.
Will be able to find himself at least one. Oh, nice play there by Ramses, throwing that creep over to tank it. Yatoro needs to be careful here. They do get a nice fear off. We'll push back the Morphling, and they get the heal over onto Yatoro. Again, another root's going to get thrown back. Roar's going to get used as well. As the rest of the team to leap forward here. Yatoro, he has his ultimate, though. He's going to go right back in again. The Aegis does go down. Iceberg will fall. Nodger next to fall as well. Yatoro just chasing after everyone that he possibly can, but over back on the side. Vtune does manage to finally get the hit over onto Yatoro. Nice Pit of Malice, though, coming out again from Collapse, holding them into place. They've got the Curse Crown here over onto Vtune. The drawback over onto Ramses. That should be the next victim victim on the side of Team Spirit. They still are chasing after V2, but he navigates the brambles very nicely, so he is going to be able to walk away from this. They end up losing the Aegis, and they end up losing the Troll as well.
Great positioning from Spirit in the fight. I love watching the way that the supports played there. They saw the way they identified the fight too, right? Storm, low on mana, they just full out aggression to try to catch him. Nice plays from V2, switching between the Underlord a lot there. We're seeing them extra pits, extra firestorms coming out in the lines there. But yeah, Spirit, these two supports just sat in the back and got everything off. Not a single spell really hit them.
Well, again, it did feel a little confusing to see the initiation coming out onto the Underlord. It's not usually the target you want to go after. Nice play there again with the creep. But look at the positioning of the supports. No mana. Yeah, look, they're just all the way on the right side. We're going to see it like the entirety of this here. Instant reset. The Demonic Purge, we see exactly what the panel was talking about, how effective it can be. They threw a salve, they threw an urn on him to try to save him. It all gets dispelled. But he does get the ult off, the most important thing for his team, because of all this positioning. Just playing on that right side together, avoiding the egg. Just, yeah, great synergy. Spirit, they're killing it. Looks like they might be killing something else here, too. They'll hold the Phoenix into place with the root, and Cursed Crown. Miposhka will get the final hit. Ooh, Ramses now gets spotted here by Yatro. Uses the roar. Hangs around a little bit. I think he was thinking maybe some teammates might be coming around, but hightails it out of there.
Now no roar for 80 seconds. It's a pretty long one. They can continue to make these aggressive moves. Yeah, through Spirit, continuing to do a really good job this game. Still not a massive lead. V2 still having this good game, but they are really shutting down the Beastmaster a lot this time around too. And the Storm, his Orchid timing, he hasn't really found much of anything with it. He's 1-3-1.
Oh,
now he's gonna find something maybe.
Yeah, it's like, look at these Power Ranger TPs coming out. Toronto-Tokyo is gonna survive as they follow up with a beautiful pit of mouse. Iceberg is forced to run away. They're gonna try to root him into place, try to get that hands on them, but they're not gonna be able to quite do it as V2 turns himself into the Void Spirit. And they're gonna back off. They did force so many TPs after they jumped on Toronto-Tokyo.
That was close. They used the Purge too, so he tried to like Yules himself in the air to get rid of the Orchid. He drops down immediately, but is able to get away. Iceberg, though, as soon as Tokyo goes down bottom, he's actually setting up at Aether Remnant to scout. Toronto-Tokyo will be all right.
It's always fun to watch the Spirit Brothers duke it out.
Yeah, absolutely. As I was saying, like Iceberg, he hasn't really found that big Orchid timing. He got it early. He really did this game, and he's got like the Fairy Trinket too to boot to like buff him up, but hasn't been able to find much of it with this. Hasn't been able to find those backline squishies at all. Team Spirit's just, they're playing really clean. They're playing very nicely together, not giving the opportunities for these pickoffs, and they are playing versus some good pickoff. There's a Hawk, there's this Storm Spirit. There's a lot of different ways that they can just get sniped out, but they're playing together.
Yeah, it is nice to see the two supports usually rolling with at least +1 at any given time. In fact, we've got 4 over here as they intrude the jungle, or invade rather. Yatoro leading the charge now. Gonna clean up some of these creeps here. Easy peasy.
Not the easiest initiation without the Void Spirit. Toronto-Tokyo, he's playing around the runes. It'll spawn bottom. It's a nice one. It's an Arcane.
That's a nice little treat. We do get the Atos completed too now for the Underlord, so Collapse is going to be even more difficult to get away from.
That's going to be nice. Now they actually do have a form of catch without the Void Spirit there in some situations. As Tokyo's getting close to his Ags too, and he also found himself a Nether Shawl, just like the Morphling did. So his impact is going to be really high in the fights. At least, as we said, V2, he at least has his own to at least counteract a lot of that magic damage, and it really is like the best item in the game, it feels like on Morph. There's no downside. Minus 3 armor, who cares?
Look at the way they're playing down here too. They're just waiting and baiting.
Yeah, great positioning over and over again here from the side of Team Spirit. BKB on Yatoro. He's feeling very safe now.
Almost got
they want
the
to pick the fight
too. They just needed like 100 more gold over on Toronto-Tokyo.
And they've got Vessel too, so I think it's fight time for Team Spirit. When that Ags does come out on the Void Spirit, I think they are pretty ready to battle. V2's still quite large, though. He finishes up his Scotty, too, so he has a good opportunity to be able to fight. And Iceberg has BKB, so both sides have kind of hit a pretty big item timing for themselves.
Is it a matter of who gets the jump on who first here?
It is pretty massive. We're going to be watching how well the supports are positioned on Spirit, because there's a lot of ways to get on top of them. Now, with the Storm with BKB and the Morphling being so fat, I think it's going to be a bit harder for Spirit to get that positioning.
I think it's also going to be very important, the positioning of that egg during the fight as well. If they can get a good egg off, I think in the V, it's going to be even nicer for them. But they seem like a lot of the times they jump onto the, you know, I talked about them jumping onto the Shadow Demon, but they jump onto the Phoenix a lot of the times, and he kind of gets caught out where he's not able to get these nice eggs off. If he does get the egg off, it's mostly trying to save himself or to put out a little bit more damage, not necessarily trying to make things, you know, happen with it.
Yeah. We'll see. It's really going to be up to, you know, it's the battle of the spirits, as I feel like we've said for a couple patches now. It's who gets the better jump in the backline. The double silence on Void Spirit with Arcane Rune, it could be something that just, you know, breaks the team fight. It could just be something that's too strong that they can't deal with if they don't actually find him at the start. So yeah, there's a lot of different potentials. High ground is going to be a big thing that both teams are looking for right now for this fight.
Well, they've smoked up over on the side of Na'Vi, and they've placed themselves behind Vtoon. It doesn't seem like Team Spirit is quite taking that bait just yet.
They don't have anyone going for, so as you said, the Atos was built on Collapse, so no Solar Crest. That's going to be a bit of a painful thing for that troll. Where they're on the other side, we do have a Solar Crest done. It is done on the Beastmaster, so that's going to be a Morphling who's really buffed up. He has Inner Beast, he's got all these different elements, just making him a bit stronger in the fights.
Smoke has run out over on the side here.
Oh, regen. Iceberg wants it. It's another big rune. So Arcane Rune versus Regen Rune. Which one wins out?
I think the Arcane Rune, right? Unless you can purge it off.
I think so.
Because you can cancel out a Regen Rune very easily. Still, it's nice to get a little present in the river. But Spirit feels like they're just maybe not necessarily dodging, but they're just moving around the map and predicting the way that Na'Vi wants to chase after them. Smoke comes out,
They definitely want to fight, though. With that Arcane Rune, they definitely want to look for this battle. Can they catch something here? It looks like it's going to be Ramses.
Yeah, he just happens to be the most forward person here, and he's going to get obliterated.
Jeez, they just tip him immediately. Mira is a bully.
Oh, no, I saw some tips coming out the other day, too.
Everyone's having fun with them. They're always good. They're always in good jest.
Why don't we ever see wholesome? I mean, we see a couple wholesome tips, right? I think I've seen GH put out the wholesome tip every once in a while.
Well, I think, what was it? Not yesterday, the day before. We had the teams like saying like, good luck, 1-1 now. Like they were like actively talking to each other about like the score of the game and stuff like that. It was funny.
Well, that's nice.
Clearly just like friends for a long time or something like that, you could tell.
You like to see it. Unless you're in NA where they know each other for a long time and they still just razz on each other. The Fear was getting wound up here by Mira, but the BKB comes out from Iceberg. He's going to zip forward.
It's early,
though. He just throws himself into the Shadow Realm. They're not going to be able to get anything. And that is a BKB down, Fog. They can make something happen off of this now.
He panicked a little bit. He walked into the Bramble, and then he's like, oh my god, like if I get connected by a Fear, I'm just dead. So he instantly BKBs, and bam, right into Roche, Team Spirit. They're not hesitating at all when that BKB charge was wasted.
I want to see a Solar Crest, though, like you said. It's just such a good game. Like, again, not even just a good game, it's just such a good item period right now. It seems odd that we haven't seen it picked up at all. They have to be careful because they're looking to fight this. Roche, less than half health here. It's a bash over onto the Troll. Flame Spirit's coming out as well. They've got the pipe. BKB over here over onto Yatoro. He wants to finish this off, and there it is. The jump forward, it's still not going to be enough. It's going to be the Aegis going over to Yatoro as he just keeps trying. Look at this fighting going through, but he does eventually get stunned up, and the Sunray is doing so much damage onto the backline. They try to zip over into Maposhka. They're not going to be able to quite grab him in time. Now Maposhka forced to use his ultimate on himself. They turn around, though, and they manage to go and just root this poor Morphling into place. Disarm, though, coming out over here onto the Troll, but they're still just chonking away over here onto Morphling. They control him so well that Roar, perhaps just a little bit too late coming out of Ramses, because now he's just getting hunted. Toronto, Tokyo, jumping over onto the high ground. Oh, right at the end of the Pit of Malice. Right on the edge, they take down Ramses.
So great fights coming up from Spirit. They force this like panic play from Na'Vi to egg and everything around the pit so they can maybe secure something. But Yatoro, I believe he got, I didn't see who actually got the cheese, but he got the shard, he got the Aegis, he got what he came for. And I mean, Vtoon, the control that they get on him, this Atos heavily paying off. The pits it's too much for him. He was strength morphed very early on, all the way up. He doesn't do any damage then.
It took so much to take him down. Again, you see that BKB coming out from Yatoro fairly early, so he wants to ensure. There's the hit. Just snaps up that Aegis as fast as possible.
He almost died right there and then. Like, it was actually quite close to him. Oh, he got the cheese. Okay, he used it there. That's what I thought. I thought something happened there because he like full healed up, but what a fight. Again, Spirit, just such good positioning.
Iceberg forcing out that BKB. He's going to teleport out. Should be absolutely fine here. They don't have any way to cancel it out just yet. But double damage.
Time and time again. He keeps having to just like use his BKBs defensively and get out. He's not able to get like any kills. Like, honestly, Spirit is... They're taking these fights so well. These two supports, every single time, they're getting so many rounds of spells off. Everybody's doing their job perfectly. Navi's falling apart a bit. It's 13-4 with a 9K lead.
Definitely feels a bit tough here, but everybody's getting into the car because they want to go and make some moves here on the bottom lane. Ramses, though, buys a bit more time. The rest of the team is nearby, but I don't think they were expecting that Yatoro and Miposhka would be here. So now Vtune forced to just... Well, no, he turns back around, gets the kill onto Miposhka.
This time he's able to get at least one of the pickoffs. He does get the Orchid off, but again, Ramsey's getting grabbed. And who'd they actually give? I think they gave the shard to the Willow.
Yes.
Okay, they did.
So
I actually thought there was a good chance that Yatoro takes himself because of the attack speed that you can use versus Egg on the Rampage. It's actually pretty nice, but maybe he just thinks that it's more beneficial to have on that Willow overall in the general.
It's more lockdown, right? It's more lockdown. Yeah. It's very... I don't think you really can step around the brambles because they're so close together after the Cursed Crown proc.
It's annoying. It's more roots, more control that Vtune doesn't have a BKB for.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many little things like these pits and these roots and everything that he is dealing with that he actually has to go for BKB now because of it. There's Toronto Tokyo. An easy kill.
Yeah, that Phoenix just can't be alone on the map at this point. He's just going to get hunted no matter what.
Ooh, and he's actually, okay, he's gone for the Spell Amp talent too now, too. That is going to be so much damage coming out from him. He's also going the Sange and Kaya. That's going to be nice.
Well, clean up here on the top lane, finish off the tier 1, and the rest of Team Spirit rolling pretty closely together, aside from this Void Spirit here.
And now they have a Lotus Orb too on Collapse. He hasn't gone for the Solar, but Lotus is one of the best items in the game as well, and will be until it does get changed a bit, because it's so effective in every type of situation, either removing silences, reflecting spells, whatnot. So many different ways now to protect Yatoro. And Miposhka, he's actually gotten himself a luxury item. He has a Blink now, so he has a good way to be able to hide in the backlines even more than him and Mira have already done so successfully this game.
And his position has already been so excellent. On the bright side, though, for the side of Navi, we do have the BKB completed now for Morphling, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to control him. My only concern is just, do they have the damage to take down the other side? Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's how I feel, too.
I'm glad I'm not the only one wondering this.
It's going to be hard. Tokyo is going to do so much in these fights. Look, it's Arcane Rune, Sange and Kaya, the Spell Amp, too. I actually can't even do the math on how much he's going to be doing in all this, but it's a lot. It's like 400 damage per Resonant Pulse.
Got a completed Bloodthorn up and running, too, over on the Troll.
It actually is so effective, this game, because he's playing versus these double heroes that are so reliant on mobility, right? The Morphling and the Storm. A lot of times, maybe you'll see like the Basher is effective, but Silence is so good versus these two. Yeah, I like it.
Aegis does get reclaimed during this, but it feels like Team Spirit, they feel like they're very strong right now. Throwing out, we'll be able to go. They'll hold the Phoenix into the place here. Nice disruption, buys a little bit more time. Lotus is on here, but the BKB coming out now from Yatoro. They just slice up Always Want to Fly. He's not going to be able to get an egg off. Vtune already just waveforms himself out. They don't want to fight in that particular area, but they do buy back on Always Want to Fly.
He has no way to protect himself either. He's still so far from his Yules. He actually was close to it there, but these Resonant Pulses, these Silences, it's extremely effective.
Okay, Vtune immediately turns himself into Collapse. There's that Lotus or BKB over onto Iceberg. But it doesn't seem to be really helping them out much at all because they already just killed Always Want to Fly. He bought back. Roger is next to fall. as they're chasing after Ramses here. They need to just try to hold him into place, forcing out the BKB. The root gonna come out though again, and they have the Bloodthorn now as they're just trying to slice through V-Tune. He's gonna get rooted again, the slow. They've got the Lotus up and running. Roar's gonna come out from Ramses. He buys V-Tune a little bit more time. Toronto Tokyo though, he's hungry. He's going very far here as Iceberg zips out, wants to try to punish them for this, but again, these roots coming out from Collapse, they're just too good. The draw back in again, they'll get the kill on Iceberg.
This feels over. Na'Vi can't fight. They just have to spend the entire duration of the fight running away, and Toronto Tokyo just jumps in and assassinates both supports without having any able reaction.
He is a professional hitman. He gets the kill on Ramses, and now V-Tune is again forced to waveform around. The step forward from Toronto Tokyo. He wants this kill. They go, they throw out the whip. The disruption buys just a hair more time, but it doesn't matter. Down goes V-Tune. GG gets called, and Team Spirit are gonna 2-0 this series.